Hey everyone, it's Stranger Grayson here. Welcome back to another horror movie review. Today, I will be reviewing a movie that I originally thought I wouldn't like at first, but now, going back and watching it, I really enjoyed it. And it is on a film in the Leprechaun franchise, the last one in the franchise, at least for a while, but honestly, I think this is probably the last one, since we haven't had another one made in like 5 years. That is Leprechaun Returns. Now, for those of you that have not seen this movie, which I'm very surprised, but if you have not seen this movie, you definitely should check it out. This movie basically is like a requel. So, if you guys don't know what a requel is, it's sort of like what Halloween 2018 did. They ignore the previous sequels and is just a direct follow-up to like the first movie. And I believe it's sort of the same thing one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies did. I'm not sure which one, but I know one of them did that. I think it was the 2022 movie, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, Leprechaun Returns. What is it about? Leprechaun Returns follows a girl named Lila. She is actually the daughter of Tori, who was in the first Leprechaun movie. And of course, this being a direct sequel to the original, ignores all the previous ones, pretends like those never happened. So this movie's following Lila. And she is actually going back to the old house that the original movie took place in, because she is in a sorority thing with a few other girls. And on her way there, she needs to get a ride because her bus dropped her off. She doesn't have a car. So she actually makes contact with Ozzy because he stopped at a gas station, and that's where she was. So he gives her a lift. He doesn't recognize her at first, but when she mentions the name Tori, he starts asking questions, and they start, talking. She reveals to him that she's actually Tori's daughter. Of course, he asks how Tori's doing, but unfortunately, they kind of write off this character and explain that she actually died a year before Tori went back to the sorority house, or went back to her mother's old house from the original movie. She actually died of cancer. And of course, Ozzy's very upset about that because, the four of them, him, Nathan, Alex, and Tori were really close. And, they, of course, defeated the Leprechaun in the last movie. And he, of course, says, that's a shame. She was nice to me. And he's having some PTSD driving her up there because of what happened and how he got attacked, him and his friends. But he does eventually take her up there. Unfortunately, he drops his cell phone, getting back in his truck near the well. And as he's driving away, he's getting halfway down the road. He realizes that his phone went missing. So he drives back, realizes that it's near the well. He picks it up, but as he's getting ready to leave, he hears noises coming from the well. Now, if you don't know from the last movie, the Leprechaun actually got fed a 4-leaf clover, and he fell down the well and died. However, there are some noises coming from the well, and when he looks down inside to take a look, water splashes all in his face. It gets in his mouth. It's like this greenish water. And, of course, he's puking and spitting it out. Gets back in his truck, starts driving away. But unfortunately, the Leprechaun is inside his stomach, and he realizes this. So he gets out of his truck, tries to run as far away from the house as he can. And that's when the Leprechaun busts through his stomach and removes the 4-leaf clover that was on his body from the last movie. And he kills Ozzy in the process. And it was a shame to see Ozzy go. It was really a pretty interesting time seeing Ozzy back again. I'm pretty sure this is like the only time we've ever seen this, where a character comes back for the sequel. And there's a gag here, a gag where he pulls the gold coin out of Ozzy's stomach that Ozzy had swallowed from the last movie. And of course, he takes the gold with him, grabs his hat, and then he says, "I've got a lot of killing to make up for. It's been 25 years. And let's just say when he gets back to the house, that's when all chaos ensues. Leprechaun Returns was actually a really good movie. I enjoyed most of the characters, not all of them, but most of them. I do like that Ozzy came back for like a good 20 minutes, and he actually appears later in the movie, but as a ghost. Lila, I really did enjoy her character. She's honestly probably my favorite, second place with Ozzy. Some of the sorority sisters, like Katie and Meredith, I really didn't like. More so Meredith, I didn't like other than Katie. Katie was all right. She just got annoying at some points. And Meredith was just a dick. Like, the whole movie, she was just a dick. And as for Rose, Andy, and Matt, they were kind of mid. They were kind of like meh characters, you know, like you don't hate them, but you don't love them either. But yeah, some of the characters are fine, some of them weren't. It was just the writing, that's all. It's not really any of the acting. The acting's fine. It's just, you know, some of the writing was just terrible. But the Leprechaun himself, Warwick Davis does not come back for this movie. It is the Leprechaun, but Warwick Davis does not come back. We actually get a new guy named Lyndon Porco. He does an all right time in the role. I definitely would prefer Warwick Davis, but from what we got from Lyndon Porco, I thought he did an all right job. I'm just really glad we got an actual Leprechaun this time and not the Leprechaun from Leprechaun Origins, because let's all be honest, that monstrosity was not a Leprechaun. The kills in this movie, wow, that caught me off guard. I did not expect the kills to be that gory, and a lot of practical effects were used really well. And there's one kill where somebody gets split vertically, like up top, like through the head, down, out, you know, out, not like torso. I mean, like vertically, like a bifurcation. Like, that was insane. And then you could see like the thing peeling off like that, and both halves of his body fall. I thought that was really interesting. Then there's another kill involving like a garbage, or not a garbage, a mailman with a mailbox. That was pretty intense and gory. It was a little cut off, but I definitely did enjoy those movie. None of these kills I thought were bad. I actually enjoyed them all pretty well. Practical effects were done really great, you know. As for the way they defeat the Leprechaun, they kind of mixed lores from Leprechaun 2 and the original Leprechaun, because in both movies, they each had a different way of defeating the Leprechaun, and they kind of like combined both into like one defeat action, and I thought that was really neat. Now, some negatives I have for this movie. Writing was good for the most part, but there were some moments that I didn't really enjoy. There were some characters betraying others, or some like sex scenes going on that didn't really go anywhere. It actually kind of got annoying with Katie and Andy. Like, you never could tell like if they liked each other or they hated each other, you know. It was just very all over the place. Now, one character actually betrays Lila, and I'm not going to tell you who it is, but the betrayal doesn't last very long. I would just tell you that. It does not last very long, and it was kind of pointless. But yeah. Now, this movie, while it is a requel, I still think it was really good. I definitely think it's probably going to be in my top 5 favorite Leprechaun movies when I do a ranking eventually. Ranking's probably going to be sometime in April, so be on the lookout for that. But this movie definitely hit a home run. It knocked me out of the water. I thought this was going to be a terrible movie, but overall, the movie was really good. Most of the characters were good. Writing was good for the most part. Some characters got annoying, but other than that, this was pretty damn awesome. I guess that has been my review on Leprechaun Returns. This was a pretty solid entry in the franchise, not gonna lie. Definitely up there with the original Leprechaun 3 and maybe a couple others. So, if I had to rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it about an 8.5. Really, really interesting. Of course, there were some things that drew me down a couple points, but other than that, you guys should definitely check this movie out when you get the chance. If you had to pick one, definitely pick this, the original, or 3. So, anyways, that has been my review on Leprechaun Returns. Let me know what you guys thought of this movie down in the comment section down below. Would really love to hear your thoughts on it. And with that, we are done with the Leprechaun franchise. I thank you all so much for going on this ride with me with the franchise. And if you have any suggestions for a new franchise, let me know down in the comment section down below. I have a surprise review for you guys tomorrow. I will not tell you what it is, but it does involve the holiday tomorrow. So thank you all so much for watching, and you guys have a good night. God bless. Bye, everyone.